Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here, coach of the Bronx Beartics with my week 4 team builder of the P4G. This time we're taking on my buddy Tyler, coach of the Seattle Drizzlers. Now, if you guys didn't know, he actually only recently got into Pokemon, and then he joined the WBE, and then I think another draft league as well. I think he was in the APA as well. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, he's just been improving as of late, and I'm really happy to just be able to play him. I remember his first draft league. I helped him build his first team, and yeah, it was pretty cool. So like, it's really nice to be able to play him, and I'm happy to be able to play him in this format. And our teams are really cool. His team is really cool, by the way. He has a bunch of solid threats. So go ahead and check him out if you want. I'll leave his link down below, and let's talk about his team a little bit. So he has Empoleon, Alolan Talonflame, Virizion, Espeon, and just right off the bat, I think all 5 of those have a good chance of coming. And then you have Pokemon like Gligar as well, which should also come to this battle, Rhyperior. Like, he has a lot of good choices for this game, in my opinion. Alolan Muck is a little bit iffy just because I obviously have my Zygarde, my first draft pick that can deal with it. But even then, Curse Muck could be an issue. I think Talonflame can definitely come. Flying Resist for me is Diancie, which of course he can hit with a Steel Wing, which I'm prepped for, as you guys will see. But a very, very, very solid team, in my opinion. Even things like Shedinja could be an issue. So the way I built my team, and do forgive me if this team is a little bit I actually really rushed this team builder, and like I built the day. It's the day before I play, basically, right now. It's the day before I play, and I just didn't have a lot of time because I was doing stuff for the wedding. I mean, my wedding's in like 2 weeks, so I had a lot to get done. But I still like the team that I ended up coming up with, and I think it has some good, just some good Pokemon in general. But the way I thought, and when I saw his team, I was like, okay, Coil Zygarde destroys him. Z Outrage knocks out Virizion. Extreme Speed can knock out Talonflame after rocks. I don't have to worry about Brave Bird and whatnot. Obviously, 1,000 Arrows is for Empoleon, though if Empoleon comes, it's 100% going to be Shuckle Berry. That's just 100%. Coil also helps me set up on Gligar, which is really nice. So if it's not like a toxic variant, I can pretty much beat it 1v1 with Coil. I do expect an Acrobatics variant. I think that's really solid if he wants to bring that, because that comes in on knockoff from Hariyama. As you guys see, I do have Hariyama right here, but I would love if Gligar gets knocked off, because again, it lets my Zygarde put in a lot of work. My Zygarde outspeeds his Espeon. After that, the speed tier jumps all the way up to Talonflame, so I couldn't outspeed that if I tried, unless he's like running no speed at all. So I wanted to just outspeed his Espeon, and I think this has just the best chance of doing work. As you guys will see as we keep going on my team builder, I have a few users with knockoff, and just to lure Pokemon to weaken for Zygarde, because I think that's the best chance. And Coil is just really nice, man, raising my defense and attack. Oof, beautiful. But this mon can put in a lot of work, and that's why I thought it was worth bringing, especially because, again, it outspeeds the entire team outside of Talonflame, has priority for Talonflame, and also threatens some of his Pokemon with super effective damage. And the only mon that actually legitimately beats this Pokemon on his team is Shedinja. It's actually just Shedinja. Like I mean, obviously, Glaceon's Ice Beam will knock me out, HP Ices will knock me out, but I'm talking about in a setup scenario where I'm pretty much set up to win. Shedinja's the only thing that can stop me, because I obviously can't touch it since Wonder Guard. And that's a legitimate option versus me too, and I was legitimately scared of it as well, as you guys can see from my builder. But next up we have Hariyama. Now I wanted to bring a Guts Flame Orb Hariyama. Again, I want to make sure that my Zygarde puts in a lot of work. Hariyama initial switch-ins on his team are Talonflame, Espeon, Gligar. I think those are just his initial switch-ins for Hariyama. Knockoff, being able to get rid of Gligar's a Violate. I obviously have the Guts Flame Orb, so Ice Punch in the knockoff knocks out Gligar. Dependent on rolls. If I have my Flame Orb activated already, knockoff and Ice Punch guarantee knocks it out, always. If not, it's a roll that's in my favor to knock it out with Ice Punch. We have Adamant Max Attack, Max Speed. The Max Speed allows me to outspeed Jolly Rhyperior, which I think is also a legitimate option. Dual Dance Rhyperior, or even just a Rock Polish Rhyperior with maybe like Mega Horn, Earthquake, and I don't really think you need Stone Edge versus me. I think Ice Punch can get it done as well. Because I don't think I'll be bringing. I mean, I'm assuming if he's looking at team preview, I wouldn't be bringing Vullaby in this match. It loses to too much on his team. Empoleon, Alolan Muck, obviously Rhyperior, Electros, Glaceon. So I wouldn't bring Vullaby this game, which is why I don't think you need Rock Stab on your Rhyperior. I think Earthquake, Megahorn, and Ice Punch gives you perfect coverage versus my squad, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to be able to outspeed Jolly Rhyperior. Close Combat, Facade, Knock Off, Ice Punch hits his entire team for either super effective or strong neutral damage. And it was just max attack, again, 4 defense, max speed, adamant nature. This is also a nice check to Drampa if that wants to become a problem. Electros is getting O-code 100% of the time. That's also why I'm running max attack. If Electros died 100% of the time to like 200 attack, I would go with that investment, obviously. But max HP Electros takes 100% minimum from max attack Hariyama, which is why we're going for an adamant max attack variant. Again, this thing can really break. Now, his ways of dealing with this Pokemon are two actual ways. Obviously, like Gligar can acrobatics and soft checked it, but it needs damage on Hariyama first before Gligar's acrobatics even knocks me out. But it's Espeon and Talonflame. So, knowing that, I had to bring Incineroar this game. One, Incineroar means I'm not losing to Shedinja, and it also better supports the Zygarde sweep. I have Knockoff for Gligar, U-turn for Momentum, Fire Punch allows me to hit Virizion, obviously. That's mainly it. It's just a solid hit versus Virizion. And then we have Will-O-Wisp. I like Will-O-Wisp a lot. Originally, I was playing around with a whole bunch of different sets just on Team Preview, or not Team Preview, excuse me, on Team Builder. I was looking, I was like, okay, what can I bring with Incineroar? I obviously have to bring this Mon. He has Espeon. I don't want him clicking Psychic versus me. Intimidate's really nice, a soft check. Talonflame. Like, this Pokemon's really solid. Like, I couldn't decide on the item, couldn't decide on the EVs, couldn't decide on the moves. I had like a toxic Will-O-Wisp variant. I was like, wait, no, that's trying to compress too many roles onto Incineroar. So what I decided on doing was I'm going to use Incineroar to obviously check Espeon. This is my initial switch into Espeon always. This is my initial switch into Shedinja always. Fire type and Dark type. I'll be able to, or I'm immune to Will-O-Wisp by resist the Ghost type attack. X-Scissor though is something you would bring versus me, and obviously that does damage, but I can Will-O-Wisp it back, I can knock it off. I have leftovers just for longevity since rocks can definitely go up, and I'll be doing 25%. Honestly, those rocks are probably going to be doing more than anything that Espeon goes for versus me. So I wanted to have leftovers just as, you know, the recovery. And I opted for Fire Punch. Originally, I also had like an acrobatics set because I'm really defensive in Incineroar, as you guys can see. And I kind of liked acrobatics because it O-codes Virizion 100%, even with an item after close combat, because I do live close combat because of my EV investment. But I think Fire Punch was just smarter. I wanted a hit on Virizion that didn't, you know, that didn't matter with the fact that, like, he couldn't SDM by my face, right? Or like it didn't matter about the defense drops. I just wanted to be able to hit it if that's possible. Like, I wanted to be able to break a potential sub, and that's why instead of going for knockoff, U-turn, toxic Will-O-Wisp, which is something I was thinking about. I was also thinking about bulk up variant as well of Incineroar. A few things. This is the one I ended up with. The 244 HP, 196 defense just allows me to check Virizion, take hits from Gligar. I can even take an Earthquake from Rhyperior. This is all, of course, because I have Intimidate. I also switch it on Muck, which I really like too. Obviously, Muck can knock me out, but that's also why I like Will-O-Wisp, because Muck is an actual threat, especially if it's like Curse. Curse Muck is definitely a threat. And I just put a little bit of speed. Just in case he wanted to creep me, because his teams isn't that fast, but I wanted to be able to creep like an Empoleon, for example, or I believe it's Empoleon, right? Is Empoleon base 65? Am I even outspeeding that? I'm not 100% sure with this one. It was late at night. I didn't just wake up, but like I finished team builder, did some things. It was late. Then I went to bed. Then I woke up and blah blah blah. And here we are. So, we're playing today. Actually, really soon, but. The rest was just put in Spadef. I only needed that defense investment to be able to take a +1 Sky Strike from Talonflame, I believe, from 4. I believe that's what it lets me do, and also, you know, close combat from Virizion. I don't even know what Z move he's honestly going to run, and as I was kept building, I was like, you know what, forget Talonflame, whatever. This is not my initial Talonflame switching, but Intimidate helps me soft check it, right? But this is not my initial Talonflame switching, so we'll move on to what that is. As you guys will see, I have DNC right here, obviously. But I wanted to be able to check his physical attackers, and I like Will-O-Wisp a lot because Will-O-Wisp was knockoff, basically lures stuff for my Zygarde being able to put in some work. Next up, we have Zudo my Mesprit. Now, again, I was really thinking about this set. I didn't want to lose to Shedinja, right? I don't want to lose to Shedinja. That's like my thought process as I'm building this. I don't want to lose to Shedinja, but I also, you know, I don't want to lose to Rock Polish, Rhyperior. Gligar can be a pain to switch into. Even though Gligar can easily go for U-turn. As you guys see, I'm Tanga Berry, but I'm only Tanga Berry because I'm worried about, again, that Rock Polish Rhyperior. I think it could do a lot of work versus me. Like, just a Rock Polish Life Orb set just hits my team so hard. So, or even like weakness policy, which I do activate with 1,000 arrows, and he gets the +2 rock polish. You know, it's just like those random monotype random battles where Rhyperior just puts it in work. So I have Grass Knot to be able to KO Rhyperior, 148 modest investment, smacks Gligar, Thunderbolt, 2 KOs Empoleon, that's max HP, does a good chunk to a Spadef one as well. I 3 KO that one. Psyshock dealing with Virizion after rocks. Thunderbolt also hitting Talonflame. And of course this Mon, you know, gets Pursuit Trap by Muck, which I was okay with, honestly. Ice Beam also 2 KOs Drampa easily. Originally I also had Knockoff as the last slot over Psyshock, and I also had U-Turn because this could pivot in on Espeon and U-Turn out. But honestly, I wasn't going to use this as my Espeon answer. This is my Espeon answer. And then I have Speed, and then I have a Speed tie in Tauros at best. So, you know, worst case scenario, I have a Speed tie in Tauros. So I didn't want to use this as an Espeon. I didn't want to try and compress too many rolls in the mod. I just put max HP, that way I could eat a hit from Talonflame, eat a hit from Empoleon. And then I did 92 speed to outspeed 0 speed Gligar, and then creep it just a little bit as well. And then again, 148 special attack, modest. I explained why. Is this the right EV spread actually? Did I? Yes, it did. Okay. And then the rest was just dumped into defense and Spadef just accordingly. Didn't really matter. But the idea of this thing is to lure him. It just hits a lot of his team really, really, really hard, especially with rocks. Like nothing's taking hits from this thing with rocks up, except for like Muck. But I have answers for Muck. These 3 can all deal with it to an extent. And I just wanted Mesprit. I thought an offensive variant of Mesprit would be really solid in this. So next up, we have my initial Talonflame switch. And again, I didn't want to compress too many rolls into Incineroar. I want Incineroar to not have to worry. It's like it has a mind of its own. But I didn't want to have to worry about, you know, Talonflame plus Espeon if he manages to bring, or if he brings both, right? So I brought Berry, max defense Diancie. Steve is coming off the bench this week. Max defense Diancie with Berry, takes Steel Wing into Steel Wing. So basically Steel Wing, first one Berry, next Steel Wing doesn't knock me out. Power Gem 100% KOs. Thank you Diancie for having Power Gem this generation. Obviously Diamond Storm is nice, but if he bulks up and plus the miss chance, nah, I don't gotta worry about that. I got Power Gem. We have Moonblast as well, doing okay damage, honestly, to Drampa, as well as the Drampa, as well as the, it's alright damage to Virizion. Honestly, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's damage sucks versus Virizion. But, and Stealth Rock, because I wanted Stealth Rock, especially because he has Talonflame. Am I going to go for them? I don't know. I don't have a Pursuit Trap. I actually do have Pursuit Trap versus he has C. But I don't, if Espeon's alive, obviously I'm not going to go for it. Now, I have Trick Room as my last move. This is not supposed to be a Trick Room sweeper. It's not supposed to do anything like that. But if I'm in a last ditch situation, right, and it's like Virizion versus Diancie plus Hariyama, or anything slower than Virizion, right? Virizion versus, and this is like last, you know, ditch effort, last Mon type of thing. Virizion versus Diancie plus Mesprit, right? And Mesprit's in range of being KO'd by +2 Leaf Blade, and he has to go for Swords Dance here. And Virizion eats a Moonblast with ease. I can go for Trick Room. And basically, I don't have to worry about it. Diancie goes down, Mesprit will take him out, or like even Hariyama under Trick Room can put in a lot of work versus his faster Mons, and then versus slower Mons. I mean, Diancie with Relaxed Nature that much, still outspeeds 0 speed Drampa. And obviously I'm a Dragon Immunity. I also checked Shedinja to hell him back. I have Power Gem, Stealth Rock, obviously dealing with that. So that was like the thought process of having Trick Room. It wasn't to make it a sweeper, but I didn't really think of a better move right here. There were a few options. Endeavor was one that really looked spoke out to me. I calced Hidden Power Flying, and the damage is honestly pitiful. The damage is pitiful. It's like Virizion, why don't you look like you're 4 times weak to it? Toxic was also an option. Ancient Power as well, over maybe Power Gem, maybe to get some type of boost, but I didn't want to be too greedy. Though Ancient Power would be cool if I got a boost from it. But I thought Trick Room just better supported the team as well because, again, yes, he has Mons that are slower than me, but he also has Mons that are way faster than Pokemon like Hariyama, right? Talonflame, Espeon, Virizion, Gligar, all faster than Hariyama. And with the Trick Room up, maybe I could do some work with it. So that was the idea of that, just be a support Mon. Last but not least, I wanted some more speed. This was tough, right? Because I wanted to bring Sazentoad because it's a great rocker since it beats his defoggers, right? My rocker can beat Talonflame, it can beat Gligar. I'm pretty sure Talonflame can defog. I can beat Empoleon as well, right? If I ran a Rindo Berry, I don't have to worry about Grass Knot. Even if he has a Shucka Berry, I pop that, helps out my Zygarde. But I was really worried about Virizion. I don't know what set he could bring, but I wanted some speed control to be faster, and also tying with Espeon is pretty cool. So we're bringing Green Falcon, the Tauros, once again. We have Body Slam, Earthquake, and Ice Beam with Naive Nature. So if he's max defense Gligar, Body Slam and Ice Beam can knock it out. Even with like really low rolls, I can knock him out. as long as I don't get the absolute lowest roll on both, I believe. So that's really nice. With Rocks, I guarantee knock it out. So Sheer Force, Life, or Ice Beam, nice. And then I put Pursuit because, again, I'm really worried about that Shedinja. And if I'm in a last ditch situation where he can just double with Shedinja out versus my Tauros, or switch out with Shedinja and then try and save it because I have like Zygarde in the back, Pursuit at least does that. I don't mind my Tauros being Will-O-Wisp if it means Shedinja ends up dead. Because Pursuit, first one will break the sash, I'll be burnt. Second one knocks him out. Does not matter. That means opens up the door for Zygarde. So again, I'm really trying to open up that door for Zygarde in this battle so he can do some work. Body Slam with Life or Sheer Force hits so hard versus his team, man. I was trying to fit Zen Headbutt, but I was like, nah, I can't make myself weak to Shedinja. And I don't like Rock Slide because, yeah, it does knock out Talonflame, but Body Slam does a ton anyway. It knocks it out with rocks always. And, again, Pursuit just so nice for not letting that Shedinja get away. It also can help, I guess, check Espeon if it's like confirmed Choice Scarf or something and goes for like HP Ground on my Incineroar switching. And I get in Tauros and he wants to switch out because he don't want to take a Body Slam and tries to go Gligar. And I pursued it. And that could be cool for like Hariyama. I don't know, things like that. But that's the team for this week. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I know it was a really rushed build. Like I think there was a few options I could have done differently as well, but this is the one I felt most comfy with. Like again, I had variations with Seismitoad and Roserade, a Reuniclus variation as well, but I think this is the one that would be the most effective. And like the way I'll play it, and this is the way I played it in that one practice game I played too, this is my 100% Talonflame switching. Doesn't matter what the hell I have out. Doesn't matter if my Mesprit can take a hit and you knock it out with Thunderbolt. No, that's not Mesprit's role in this game. I mean, I'm going to be flexible with it, but it's the Gold Yancey, take a hit, check Talonflame, scare it the hell out, maybe get up rocks, things like that. So I know how I'm playing in this game, and yeah, let's just see how we do from there. So I do hope you guys are excited for the battle. I always try and go for 2 p.m., so ideally Tyler says yes to 2 p.m. I'm pretty sure he will. But hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.